Global stock markets are in turmoil, with headlines screaming about potential US recession. Investors around the world are on the edge. But how real are these particular fears, and what does that mean for you? Hello and welcome to TimesXP. I'm Dhritiyatri. Now, a surprisingly weak US job report showing the highest unemployment rate since the pandemic. This has raised fears of a possible recession. Now, this threats the Federal Reserve hopes for a gentle economic slowdown. Stock markets have been struggling because people think that Fed has kept interest rate way too high for a really long time. The previously optimistic Goldilocks story, where everything was just right, has now been replaced by a much more negative outlook. But let's look out at few key indicators and some of these signs that suggest that the growth is still possible and the recession might not happen. Firstly, let's just understand that most recession happens when the total economic output, called GDP, drops significantly. Thankfully, this hasn't happened yet and doesn't seem likely to happen really soon. In the second quarter, the economy grew by 2.8%, which is actually double the growth rate of the first quarter. In fact, it matches the average growth over the past 6 quarters and is really similar to the average growth rate before the pandemic. Now, let's shift our focus to the inflation. Interest rates are still really high because inflation went up quickly in 2021 and 2022 and has been slow to come down. At the very start of this particular year, inflation unexpectedly increased, making the Fed hesitated to cut the rates. However, recent data shows inflation is getting closer to Fed's target to 2%, which might allow for rates to cut really soon. Many investors are still wondering if the Fed waited too long to shift its focus from controlling inflation to supporting jobs. In conclusion, US employers have slowed their hiring. In past 3 months, they added an average of about 1,70,000 jobs per month, with 1,14,000 jobs in July. Now, this is much less than 2,67,000 jobs per month in the first quarter of 2024 and 2,51,000 jobs per month last year. At the same time, the unemployment rate has been rising for 4 straight months, reaching 4.3% in July. Now, this is almost a full percentage point higher than its lowest point in January 2023 and highest since October 2021. The economists say when the unemployment rate starts to rise like this, it usually doesn't stop until the Fed cuts its interest rate. While the fear of the United States recession is real, it's really crucial to approach the situation with a clear head and a well-thought-out strategy. By staying informed and making prudent investment choices, you can navigate through these turbulent times. For more such information, do follow TimesXP.